Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a great opportunity to share with you what we can be doing in pharma for digitalization. I will be your moderator today. My name is Isabelle Portebois-Benjeloun. I am the global lead for Life Science, IFC, and I am specifically working on strategic and operational support for our investment in pharma. I will be introducing our speakers and our agenda. So please welcome with me Erika Teles Menezes, who is the head of digital innovation and new venture at Eurofarma, a large pharmaceutical company in Brazil and in LAC. She drives digital transformation and customer engagement at Eurofarma. She has been with them working in diverse experience. She will be presenting her experience in digital transformation at Eurofarma. We also have Farhan Hashmi, who is working with Highnoon, a Pakistani pharmaceutical company, and he works in digital transformation. He has a long experience, and he has been working with Highnoon to try and create a competitive edge through digital transformation. And to start the session, we will have Jules Fakouri from Novo Nordisk to try and bring us up to date with what we could be doing with digital transformation and how we can create more traction in every domain through the pharma value chain. So this webinar will last 60 minutes. We will have Jules starting the session, and then our host will also share their experience. This webinar is streamlining live in YouTube in the IFC channel. The recording will be available afterward. A few housekeeping subjects, if you will let me do that. How can you participate? So you have you are able to participate through chat. The audio participation is not possible, but you are more than welcome to use the chat button at the bottom of the Zoom window and to share your question. We will do our best to answer the question during or after the presentation. Please let us know your name and the organization so we can have a better understanding what is the context. In terms of language, we are happy today to offer some interpretation for the Portuguese and Spanish language, and the webinar will be in English. You can switch language at any time, and you see here on the screen how to use the language and interpretation. For the question, please use the Q&A question. You see it where it's located on your screen. We will monitor the chat. We will make sure to answer anybody, but if we have not time today to answer your question, we will be doing our best to answer after. That's why it's important if you can just let us know your name and the organization. At the end of the session, we will have a survey. Please answer the survey. It only takes a few minutes. It will be very helpful to us to understand what are the subjects that are interesting to you, and also how this webinar was impacting what you are doing. This is extremely important, and we thank you very much to take the time to answer. So I will introduce the first speaker, and this is Jules, that will bring us up to date with what we are all striving to understand and maybe get inspired from to increase the innovation for impact in pharmaceutical. Jules, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Isabelle, and hello, everyone. Let me share my screen very quickly. I hope you can see my screen. So thanks, Isabel, for the introduction. I'm Jules Fakouri. I am a senior digital transformation manager for Novo Nordisk and their international operation department based in Paris, France. I actually joined the pharma industry around 3 to 4 years ago from a technology perspective, having worked before in various industries like the automotive and telecom sectors. I want to start with a disclaimer. The views and the opinions I will present here are my own and do not reflect necessarily the position of Novo Nordisk. Having said that, let me jump right away with my presentation. So Novo Nordisk is a leading global healthcare company founded more than 100 years ago and headquartered in Denmark. The purpose of our company is to defeat serious chronic diseases like diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular diseases, and as well other rare diseases like hemophilia. Everything we do is guided by patient centricity and innovation. To give you some numbers, as you can see on the slide, we are present in more than 80 countries worldwide. We serve more than 45 million people living with serious chronic diseases, and we supply almost half of the world insulin. Chronic diseases are on the rise. Healthcare is changing quite fast. Patients want connected and seamless care. HCPs, healthcare professionals, want personalized and timely engagement, and payers require the value. We believe at Novo Nordisk that digital transformation is not a nice to have, it is a must. It is critical to serve and deliver best-in-class customer experience. And as a company, we are investing a lot around digital and AI to reach this ambition. Traditionally, you may know that the pharma industry has been lagging in terms of digital maturity when compared to other industries like retail or banking. But you can take a look at this from a positive point of view. Even though the pharma is lagging, it means that we have much to unlock, much to do in terms of digital, and a lot of value to create through AI and digital. Let me start with the impact of digital and AI on the HCPs, more specifically on the engagement with HCP from a commercial point perspective. With the right technology, the right people, and the right processes, we can really deliver a customer-centric engagement with HCPs. At Novo Nordisk, 4 or 5 years ago, we were using various commercial platforms to reach customers, whether face-to-face, by email, or online. And as such, because we were using platform in silos, it was very difficult to aggregate the data and to consolidate insight around HCPs. So around 4 years ago, we started a transformational program to build a connected commercial IT ecosystem, as you can see from the diagram on your left. The purpose was to have a connected technology stack, the CRM to manage the interaction with the HCP, a connected webinar platform, an event platform to reach HCPs through digital, a robust data platform in the middle who aggregate and consolidate all the data from the different channels and deliver them through various BI dashboard. The purpose of this connected ecosystem, IT ecosystem, was to be able to deliver end-to-end insights on what is happening with our customers and support customer-centric decision-making. To give you some example, to be more practical, let's look at the webinar journey in pharma. In the pharmaceutical industry, that's at Novo Nordisk today, when an HCP attends a webinar, the data is automatically present in our system and flowed into the various HCP platform. We will know automatically in the CRM that the HCP has attended a particular webinar, and we can automatically schedule and program broadcast email to that particular HCP to send him content more content to follow up on the webinar. Also, because of this connected technology, the sales rep can get an automatic notification on his iPad, on this CRM application, to notify him that his HCP has attended the webinar, so he can program a visit with the HCP to follow up on that and to discuss more on the webinar content. So this is how connected technology can personalize the interaction with HCP. And we believe, and data has shown, that the more personalized the experience is with HCPs, the more engaged the customer, the HCP, will be. And the impact is not only on HCP, it is on various stakeholder groups. Technology will bring personalized interaction with HCPs. Frontliners, sales rep on the field will get access to data to understand their customers, and top management will have transparency on all activities around customer engagement, what is happening in their territory, region, affiliate, or country. So we truly believe that connected technology has positive impact among various stakeholder groups. Of course, this is not an easy process. It is not a short-term journey. It took us years to arrive at this point. And it's important to put in place the right people, the right processes and technology to go through this journey and work in an agile and iterative approach to show value along the way. Even small incremental value along the way is enough to keep everyone motivated and aligned toward the same vision. And of course, through this journey, it's important to keep track of the impact of digital activities, digital channels through various KPIs and metrics. I've listed some on your right. For example, how can digital engagement allow us to reach more HCPs, improve the quality of engagement? How can we measure the experience of the HCP and our channels through metrics like NPS or CS? What are the commercial outcomes? Are HCPs moving up the adoption ladder when we increase digital activities and interaction? So metrics to keep in mind when going through the digital transformation journey. So we have seen how technology, connected technology and data possibly impact interaction with HCP. Let's now look quickly at patients. As a pharma company, we can possibly impact the patient journey through e-health solution. At Novo Nordisk, we decided to work in partnership with existing digital startups and scale up in the healthcare ecosystem to really bring and accelerate innovation to patients. For example, in France and the market, one of the market I am working with, we have more than 165 e-health solutions carried and supported by pharmaceutical companies in partnership with startups in the industry. Solution that could range from service and support, as depicted in blue, diagnostic and monitoring, as depicted in orange, or therapeutical intervention in pink. To give you some example from Novo Nordisk, we are partnering with startups to bring connectivity to our insulin pen so that patient can automatically track the insulin dosage and follow up and better follow up and manage their disease throughout the time. We are also partnering with telehealth and virtual coaching platform to reach patients with obesity more broadly and to provide seamless support. Also, beyond the pills, we are partnering with nutrition and lifestyle startups and applications to meet patient needs and their day-to-day lifestyle. So partnership between pharma company and e-health startup can really accelerate innovation to patient and really bring the best of both worlds, the disease expertise from the pharma company and the digital and agility expertise from startups. What about AI? AI generative AI, even agentic AI is already transforming the pharma value chain, and it's really building on top of the technology and data layers I mentioned earlier. For me, AI is the cherry on top of the cake. You really need the prerequisite, the tech and the data for AI to work well. Some example from the value chain and pharma and R&D. AI is already used to discover new molecules faster. In manufacturing and logistics, AI can forecast demand, manage better the inventory levels, detect product defects at the manufacturing sites. In medical and commercial affairs, AI can provide next best action recommendation to sales rep or help us analyze medical insights faster and more effectively. And also AI is used in support functions in pharma, in functions like training, support, even legal and HR. To dive deep into two use case I find fascinating in pharma and quite popular. One use case is the MLR review process. In pharma, all marketing material and all promotional material needs to be reviewed by the regulatory team, by the medical team before being sent to the HCP. With AI, we can speed up the review process. We can automate many of the tasks we were doing locally and deliver content faster and more effectively to HCPs. Another use case is the augmented sales rep use case. With AI, sales rep can get recommendation on their iPad, on the CRM application, to which HCP to visit next or which email to send. Also, we are seeing application use case where we have chatbot for sales rep to guide them in any support question they might have around compliance or logistics. Also, we have use cases where we can design and configure virtual HCPs for the sales rep to train their sales pitch and to practice before going into an actual sales call. So AI is already impacting operation, transforming the way we work, and making us more productive to become more impactful with our engagement with HCPs. And to finalize, of course, I have to talk about ethics and security. By design, these are embedded in our transformational journey and every step of our journey. We have 7 data and AI ethics principles at Novo Nordisk that you can find online. I will not list them all, but to give you some example, every IT system, before being deployed or developed, has to go through a rigorous compliance checklist to make sure patient and HCP data is safe. Also, we have been implementing strong data governance around the company, making sure we have data stewards per data domain to ensure the data quality for example, commercial data or sales and activity data. So let me conclude. Digital and AI have the potential to really deliver superior customer experience. From the HCP perspective, a connected technological stack together with people and processes can help us achieve omnichannel experience to HCPs. Strong partnerships with e-health players can fill the gap in the patient journey and deliver better care. And AI is already powering the pharma value chain to drive efficiency, with compliance being embedded in every step of the innovation journey. With that, I thank you a lot for your time and listening. Over to you, Isabelle, for the rest of the conference. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jules. And before discussing this very interesting perspective, we will hear about the case studies with our 2 clients, Eurofarma and Highnoon. So please, let me introduce you Erika Teles Menezes at Eurofarma. She will talk about transformation journey, governance, scaling, and measurement. Erika, the floor is yours. Thanks.
So much, Isabelle. First of all, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I will share my screen. Just 1 second. You can see it, right?
Yes, now it's
Okay.
perfect.
That's great. So Isabel has already kindly introduced me. So going to Eurofarma at a glance. So we are one of the biggest pharma companies in Latin America. We have a 53 years history. We have presence in 24 countries. So we have 100% coverage in Latin America market. Have more than 4,000 SKUs and 13,000 employees, not just in Brazil, but abroad. And one of the strongest part of our business is the largest sales force in Brazil. We have more than 4,000 of them working with us every day. We produce 600 millions of drug units per year. So we are a strong player in the region. I think it's very important also to highlight our investments in innovation. I mean in R&D. So we really focus to be not just in prescription and generics, but we are running to have also some innovative molecules to the market. As we are talking about emerging markets, I just want to highlight some topics in terms of digital transformation in Latin America. Here's just some data. I will not read with you every one of those topics, but in Latin America, we have around 80% almost of the population that have access on internet. One of the typing points right now is expanding 4G and 5G. What is important also for healthcare system in terms of telemedicine and give access to doctors and also health professionals. E-commerce is something very important and relevant in our market. Since COVID, we are just growing a lot and powered by better payments and increasing trust in digital retail. It's already well known in Latin America that fintechs are very strong, mostly in Brazil, and this helps a lot in terms of e-commerce. And last but not least, very relevant also are the investments in terms of healthcare. So maturing startups and venture capital ecosystem is, we have much more unicorns cross-marketing since COVID also, that we focus all over the world in the health. So health tech is already the top 3 tech segments attracting VC interest in the region. For sure, we have a lot of advancements here, but we have to talk about the open challenge that is still to be solved. We still have a lot of challenges in terms of deep fragmentation and also the limited interoperability. This is a hard word to spell, between stakeholders. And we see Eurofarma as a pharma company, as a player of this ecosystem, and we understand how important it is to partner with other stakeholders in this ecosystem so we can evolve really in the regions. So the impact we have in this both the fragmentation of data and also this limited interoperability in digital transformation are how this limits our scalability of digital health solutions. This increased costs for hospitals and insurers. This is something we have been working with them and partner to help them also, that are still a little bit small, but again, we have to start and then evolve. Reduce quality and continuity of care for patients. Even though we have some technology in terms of giving access to population, we have still a lot of challenges to improve quality. We have a slow adoption of AI, but again, I see a lot of players just like Eurofarma really bringing a lot of those technologies to evolve and bring the market to another step. And this limited data, we know how data is important to evolve in terms of AI. So this in some terms already creates some barriers for startups and innovators. But again, we are very active on this track. I just want to introduce you Euron. Euron is The digital transformation platform focuses on developing new business solutions through new technologies. These are the areas that are connected by Eurofarma Corporation. So we are a corporate platform that attends not just Brazil, but all the countries we have operations in the market, not just in Latin America, but we have also in Africa and in US a small operation. And I will present to you some cases and also what we have been doing in each one of those platforms. But before going to this, just a little bit on the strategy. We have a very strong strategy in terms of business development, focusing on new products and digital solutions. But for sure, focusing on revenue sources, channels, and also customer relations platform. In terms of efficiency, increasing a lot of revenue through the technology and data, and focusing on efficiency to continuous improvement models. And last but not least, and very important for sure, that's the first step, is working very strongly on culture. We don't want to have innovation and digital transformation just in our specific platform. We want that digital transformation is part of the work of everyone in the company. So that's why we built Euron as a brand, so everyone can understand which initiatives are connected with what, and they feel supported by this platform in the company to drive more evolution on the business. And for sure, data and AI is part of the structure of this strategy. So talking about data is very important, and we have been working very strongly with some partners in the marketing since the last 2-3 years to organize our data and to bring more business intelligence, data analytics, and insights. And we have implemented Viva as a very strong strategy in terms of CRM. This is, as we have one of the biggest sales force group in whole Brazil, it's very important to have a strong tool that help us having this insight and work better in the front of physicians and also healthcare system stakeholders. So power data driven is very important. We have a lot of advancements in sales, but there is still a lot of challenges in terms of organizing our data sets, in terms of production, operations, marketing, in other areas. The ideal is having every data very connected in this transaction, so we can have not just insights in one area specific, but having the whole company. This is very important in terms of advancement, and Jules brought this idea very well, is how to bring AI as a platform. You can evolve much more when you have this data good stored and working. In terms of Six Sigma is a methodology very strong in operation, and one of the very important things for Eurofarma is not just the administrative people has not just contact, but also feel themselves powerful to work with digital transformation. We want also that our operational team has this involvement. So that's why we have some initiatives I want to tell you here. So looking for global training programs, so they have still operating the machines in our operations, but they have contact with our applications and also all the initiatives we have in terms of digital transformation. They are also invited on those programs to bring some best practices, and they are sorry, I forgot the word, but they are recognized for this, and they have also financial recognition in this term. So this is a good way to bring them to the game to work with us. We have a lot of digital workshops. So in terms of digital transformation, administrative, for example, if I have a financial department that wants to bring Gen AI to analyze data or to bring more automatization to these terms, we teach them how to do it. So we are not just contracting some partners through startups and tech companies, but we are also bringing this knowledge inside the company. We have also an entrepreneurship program the last 2 years that accelerate ideas. And from these two, we have 2 internal startups starting right now in these terms to accelerate initiatives. One of them is based on AI for translations or specific scientific documents. So some new projects here. So I just want to highlight 2 of them. The entrepreneurship scientists, we believe we have a very good talent in our region, and how we can give them tools and also space to bring their ventures inside Eurofarma in partnership, and not necessarily having participation on those business, is more to accelerate those initiatives. Good. From open innovation, we have this initiative already almost 8 years. We work not just in accelerating programs, partner with startups ecosystem, specific in digital health. We have a specific initiative for biotechs. It's a fund, but here is really focused on digital health. And this not just in matchmaking, but we have evolved a lot in the last 3 years, building new ventures, so new business. So we are building new technologies specific for Europharma needs with partners. And this can be build some new companies through that, just like joint ventures. This is something pretty new to us. One of the platforms for the culture digital transformation is the Euron Talks. So we bring online meetings with top executives and market reference to bring insights and to run and drive this innovative vision into the company. AI is very important to talk. This is a high topic right now in the market. By Eurofarma, but what I can tell you is we have started a governance since last year. So we have a Center of Excellence in AI. This is a very tasking group. We have IT, we have the legal team, we have the commercial and marketing team together with us, all the digital transformation platforms, so all the managers from Euro participate on this group. And the idea is just to bring not just governance, but also all the security needed. What is very good, highlighted by Jules also, this is very important. So we open the different tools we have in the market. So if we see all the AI, Gen AI, and also the previsibility AI tools we have in market, we open this to all the company, but with certain rules to bring security. And also this group, this Center of Excellence will be the governance for the strategic projects. So we are really prioritizing, the initiatives that brings ROI. So we have started the first year just opening new ideas, trying a lot, so making a lot of pilots. But right now we understood that the investment we put on the pilots are very high. So how to bring governance to this to understand what's going to bring a real impact in terms of digital strategy. In terms of the digital marketing, we have our e-commerce launched the last 2 years for some consumer brands. We have built also scientific education platforms. So this is a very strong strategy we have also in our fund that I'm going to present to you. What we have built also is a digital visit for physicians. We have this initiative not just in Brazil, but also in Latin America. And we can reach those physicians that we cannot reach them in presence, right? So it's a good initiative to expand our sales force and also all the knowledge we can bring to the market. In terms of ventures, this is our venture capital strategy. We have 11 startups already invested in this investment thesis. So we focus on digital therapeutics, femtech, mental health, diagnosis, and also prevention, longevity, martech in terms of e-commerce and so on, and how to bring the omni-channel strategy to the company. But also we are very focused on a health ecosystem relationship. What I mean with that, we invested in some startups that bring solutions to hospitals and ACPs. So we want to bring value to the ecosystem and partner with them. That's why we are also investing in those startups. We focus exactly in early stage startups and specific in digital health that I am responsible for. And the idea is bringing not just the financial evolution, but much more how strategic partnerships we can bring to drive better business results. This is our team, and I'm happy to share and also to answer more questions in terms of digital transformation by Eurofarma. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Erica. That was great. And we see already some common theme with Jules. But let's not wait, and let's hear Farhan from Highnoon. He will cover topics such as digital maturity, cultural barriers, adoption, SOP, and manufacturing. And while you are listening to our presentation, please do not hesitate to ask questions in the chat, because that's really where the discussion is going to be very interesting. Over to you, Farhan.
All right. Thank you very much, Isabel. Thank you very much, Erica and Jules. My name is Farhan Hashmi. I'm the Director of Technology and Digital at Highnoon Labs, Pakistan. The topic that I'm presenting today is the creating competitive edge through digital transformation. But before jumping to the topic, let me introduce my organization a little bit. Highnoon Labs was established in March 1984, and we are considered to be amongst the top 12 pharmaceutical companies out of 700 companies in total. So this marks we are amongst the top 2% within Pakistan. We're manufacturing and marketing a broad portfolio of human health products. We are serving in both private and institutional markets, and with a growing global footprints with the countries outside Pakistan that includes from the Africa, Middle East, and Asia. We are the market leader in key segments, key therapeutic areas like respiratory, cardiometabolic, and anti-infectives as well. And the last thing, this is very much important and relevant to today's presentation, is that we have a strategic goal of becoming one of the top 5 pharmaceutical companies in the country in the next 5 years. So when we talk about this strategic goal of becoming one of the top 5 pharmaceutical, it cannot happen without considering the digital transformation as it is. So therefore, the first step we took is to identify the business need, that why we need the digital transformation and what are the expectations from the digital transformation. We wanted to be a future-fit organization. We wanted to be connected internally and externally. We wanted to be agile and resilient organization that empowers teams to deliver better results. And that will be creating we will be in need of strategic initiative to foster a digital-first mindset, modernizing our core systems and the technology stack that will be enabling the data-driven insights and the sustainable growth. Everybody is talking about the artificial intelligence, like Jules was talking about, Erica was talking about this. We're also working a lot on that, but in order to do the artificial intelligence, we first need to make sure that the qualitative data exists within the information systems. So for that, we identified some business challenges. Highnoon has already strongly invested in the state-of-the-art digital platforms like SAP S/4HANA, Microsoft 365, business suites, project management tools, and many other information systems. But the challenge we were facing, that the adoption level about a year back was not crossing the 40% benchmark. which was leading to the low return on investment. And obviously the board and the top management is getting considered worried about that. The another thing is, whenever we talk about the digital transformation, we always talk about the trio of people, process, and technology. They need to be completely aligned with all of them in order to make the digital transformation successful. But in our case, there was partial alignment. The basic reason was that most of the people, most of the employees were relying on the manual or familiar routines due to limited system confidence and legacy practices. They do not have confidence, they do not have trust into the data that is being generated by the systems. There were digital initiatives, but due to the fragmented ownership, no one is taking the responsibility or the accountability of the data accuracy. Most of the supervisors or the people managers were relying the people-generated data rather than system-generated data. Training was not aligned with the operational needs. We were doing the planning offline, inconsistent data across functions, and the digital tools perceived as support functions, not the business enablers. And the last one is the most important one. People were scared because if they are allowed or if they are, insisted on using that centralized system, they have the fear of transparency and performance visibility. So amongst all the challenges, the biggest thing that we had to consider that we needed to have an objective digital maturity assessment where we are standing right now, where we want to be, and we want to benchmark that thing against the pharmaceutical standards, because in Pakistan, we're already amongst the top 12 pharmaceutical companies. So we needed to benchmark against the global pharmaceutical standards. So what we did, we established a baseline. We marked ourselves between level 1 to level 5. This is the CMMI capability maturity model integration ranking. And right now, Highnoon is standing at about 2.8, which is around between the novice and intermediate. If you look at the graph, the blue line represents Highnoon and the amber line represents the pharmaceutical companies. There were about 71 companies, and we benchmark ourselves against those. And the green line represents the medtech companies. If you look at the graph, you can see that around here, the digital infrastructure enablers, we are right on the target. We're competing with the medtech companies, but the issues other than this, in digital vision and strategy, we are lagging behind. In digital operations, we are lagging behind. Customer experience and digital service, we were lagging behind. And the ecosystem and partnerships, we were lagging behind. The more important and the concerned thing about this exercise was this exercise was conducted with the leadership, people from the leadership suite. And around, in some cases, if you can see here, that in some cases, around 55% of the population of that sample size said that the ecosystem and partnerships, they are not having any clue about this. And also, in terms of the digital vision and strategy, 19% of them said that they're not aware of if there is any digital vision and strategy. So this showed us that there is a clear gap between the communication and the capability development across the board. It's not the technology stack only, it's the taking people on board and giving them trainings and establishing the capability within themselves. So once we defined the baselines, the next step was we needed to ask some sort of questions in order to define goals. The first one was the strategic alignment. What would be the well-defined and consolidated digital strategy given structure that shall be aligned with our overall corporate strategy? We did assess the current state, but what are the operational digital capabilities that we are aspiring for? What will be the tool effectiveness? What the tools that we are using right now? How scalable they are? And how effectively they will be in the future to support our business operations. We also addressed the capability and process gaps that existed between skills, processes, and system utilization. Industry benchmarking, as I said earlier, we're already amongst the top 12 pharmaceutical companies. Now we needed to benchmark ourselves with the peer organization in the global pharmaceutical sector. And the last one, which is of extreme importance, is the change management readiness. What is the change management framework that we need to apply on the floor with the operations to help people embark on the journey towards digital transformation? So once these goals were aligned, we tend to establish a digital vision statement, which is a strategical statement that covers all four parts: the when, how, when, why, and what. When is by 2030. What we wanted exceptional internal and external customer experience through a robust digital ecosystem, through a robust technology stack that integrates advanced digital technologies and data-driven insights. When we talk about the robust digital ecosystem, that's not something that I'm talking about the information system. I'm also talking about the manufacturing area, the machines that we have in our manufacturing plant. They need to talk to our systems in order to create a complete digital ecosystem. And what will it will provide us? It will provide to enhance the operational efficiency, market agility, and informed decision making. Like everyone is talking about the artificial intelligence. The baseline of the artificial intelligence is the qualitative data that will be generated from these information systems that we are putting in place. When we converted this strategic vision statement to the tactical, we have launched a digital excellence drive, which is targeting towards 2030. We're calling it DXT30. The main components of digital excellence drive is basically to establish a unified digital direction. Our digital assets were fragmented. So what we did, we consolidated all the digital assets under one umbrella. We established a centralized digital vision and governance framework. We were standardizing and integrating processes, and all the digital initiatives we are incorporating the project management principles to ensure the structured execution and accountability. And with that, obviously, we are building foundational digital maturity through clear strategic alignment with the top and corporate strategy. The second one is the enabling organization-wide adoption, which is very crucial for us because I already mentioned that we strongly invested in SAP solutions and Microsoft solutions, but adoption remains a challenge. So what we are doing is rather than enforcing people to use the system, we are creating the awareness. We are running the training campaigns with the end users of the system. We're delivering role-based hands-on trainings and giving them recognitions and rewards. And also, we are maintaining continuous leadership reinforcement because the digital transformation is always a top-down approach. It's never a bottom-up approach. The leadership needs to be aligned. The leadership needs to have a mandate. Leadership needs to convince people that, okay, this is something that they have to adopt at any cost. And the third one is the very important thing, which is driving a mindset shift. Transitioning from manual to system-driven operations, we need to shift from the reactive troubleshooting to the proactive planning. And obviously shifting from the isolated decisions that are based on these siloed practices and segmented information systems to transparent and data-driven discussions. And the most important thing, the digital initiatives in the history were always considered to be the IT-centric. They were the IT responsibility. They were the IT accountability. Now we are shifting this digital ownership from IT-centric to business-led accountability. And obviously, we are building a sustainable digital first foundation, which is strengthening governance, standardizing data processes, and embedding digital first practice. This is a part of the digital excellence drive that we are aiming for 2030. Now, this was the tactical plan. But what we did, we identified two high-level, high-value processes. The first one was the sales and operations planning. And in order to do the successful digital transformation, you would agree with me that the processes needs to be perfectly aligned before we digitally transform them. So what we did, we formulated an S&OP council, Sales and Operation Planning Council, where we took representations from each business function. And we are already working on the alignment of demand planning methodology, which will be laying the foundation. We will be applying the large language models, LLMs, and AI in order to define the forecasting and demand planning. And then we are aligning this, standardizing this S&OP cycle within the SAP S/4HANA, considering the MPS and MRP, which is Master Production Schedule and Material Requirement Planning. We are already running the versioning. We are already running the MRP simulations in order to understand what kind of deficit or in terms of stock that we are expecting if based on the capacity that we have in our plant. And obviously, this will be, right now we are reducing the reliance on the spreadsheet, but with going forward, definitely it will be based on the centralized system rather than, siloed practices. And once this is done, we are introducing the real-time visibility to business intelligence tools and dashboard. The impact that we are expecting is the more accurate supply and demand alignment, fast data-driven decision-making, and improved reliability and accountability across functions. In terms of the operational efficiency, as I said, that we are moving from reactive to proactive or preventive measures. So therefore, we also identified the plant maintenance module in the S/4HANA. We are digitally capturing data and workflows, and we are introducing dashboards that will enhance performance and provide maintenance insights. Again, the impact that we are expecting is reducing unplanned downtime and improving equipment utilization, and already leading to the operational efficiency. So the key lessons learned from the piloting these two processes is, in our case, this is very much relevant for an organization like Highnoon, is to leverage existing tools. Most of the times, the organization has already invested in state-of-the-art solutions, but the adoption remains a challenge. So what we did is we assessed the already implemented tools and made sure that these are scalable and aligned with our corporate objective of 2030. And we are currently maximizing the adoption to increase the return on investment. The second one is the people and culture drive success. It's only the 30% that is relevant to the technology. The 70% lies with people. The 70% lies with culture and change management. And that is something that we needed to ensure and to put across this kind of education across the organization, to make them understand that this is not only the technology responsibility, they are also responsible, and it's the organization-wide agenda for digital transformation. And of course, leadership alignment and consistent communication. You have to tell them consistently to the employees that this is the agenda, this is what we are doing it, this is why we are doing it, and these are the benefits that we are going to adopt post the successful digital transformation. Another thing is the standardization and visibility. The standardization, it's a big no to the customized processes, because if you're not adopting the standardized processes, we are not able to benchmark ourselves against the best practices. So therefore, there is a complete campaigns to tell people that, okay, abandon the customized processes, and we have to adopt the standardized practices, and we have to adopt the best practices as offered by the state-of-the-art information systems. Practical adoption strategies. We started with small but remained consistent. It's not a big bang kind of thing. You need to identify certain quick wins, and you have to remain consistent, and you have to build and develop the cross-functional ownership in order to make the adoption successful. Reinforce momentum, as I said earlier, we need to celebrate the early wins, constantly communicate the why repeatedly, because people tend to forget that why they are being involved in the digital transformation. We need to continuously tell them, okay, this is the benefit. This is not only the adoption of the information system. This is the benefit that they're going to get in terms of their capability development, in terms of their exposure to the system. So rather than having the personal source of truth, we are relying on the single source of truth that is based on the data coming up from the integrated information systems. As far as the Highnoon road ahead is concerned, we already have a plan for the next 5 years. In the next couple of years, we are raising the adoption level of the state-of-the-art systems to 90% plus, and then we will be moving ourselves to the SAP managed cloud, hopefully in 2028. And also, we are also building a manufacturing plant with the state-of-the-art machinery. And by the time that would be ready, our digital platform and digital technology stack will be in a position to seamlessly integrate with the machines and the operations that will be, in the new manufacturing plant. So in 2029, we will be targeting the digitally integrated plant operations. And by 2030, we are institutionalizing this digital mastery across the organization. Obviously, we are advancing the digital excellence, integrated intelligent operations, and the more focus is on investing on the workforce capabilities in terms of the workforce 4.0, which is considered in the digital pharma 4.0 model. The guiding principles from our learning, we have found out that digital maturity is the continuous journey. It's not a one-time destination. You have to be completely consistent with this. You have to be agile. You have to reconsider the strategy. You have to realign your strategy with the market demands. Otherwise, you will be left unattended. The second one is to leverage existing tools. In our case, this worked very well. We leverage the existing tools, and we have already on the way to maximize the return on investment. The third one is the cultural transformation is central. People in leadership drive success. Again, people in leadership constitute the 70% of the successful digital transformation. Technology is only the 30%. And finally, consistent governance, reinforcement, and alignment with corporate strategy ensures sustainable long-term digital growth. That's it from my side. Thank you very much. Over to Isabel.
Thank you very much, Farhan. These were all very interesting presentation and subject. We have maybe a limited time for question. Just because it's all about starting the process, right? So if I can ask the three of you, which one of the strategic action every pharma company should take in 2025 to accelerate digital impact? What would be your suggestion? Because we understand it's to start and then to be persistent and to find the right partners, but where to start and what is one of the key action to start with? Thanks.
Can I answer?
Yeah, it's for all of you.
Okay, if you talk about the strategic initiative for the 2028, I would personally say that integrated real-time digital core is the key, because once you have that in place, it's the backbone of your technology stack. And all the information systems are going to be integrated with them. So you need to have a qualitative data generated within the system where the organization, where the management, where the board can trust that data. And this will lay the foundation of the AI-based, artificial intelligence-based and data-driven decision-making. On top of that, I think considering the threats that we are facing right now in the emerging cybersecurity threats, we need to have a certain parameters in place from the perspective of cybersecurity, and also there needs to be something according to the data governance framework as well. So first, you have to have a technology stack, which is the backbone of your organization, and then you can accelerate and stem out all the other information systems and other things out of it.
Thank you, Erica. Yes, you wanted to say.
I just want to complement it, and also I would just add is try to standardize the platforms as early as possible, because we normally don't focus on this, but early on the different teams were adopting very different tools, which later we required a lot of work and investment to consolidate. So look for this. And Farhan already told us, but just to reinforce, invest sooner on data foundations. I think it's pretty important to start thinking about AI.
Yes, definitely.
And for me, I can only echo what Erica and Farhan said. Of course, first you need to master the foundation, make sure you have the right platforms, IT platforms, data available. You cannot build AI if the data is not ready, if you're using different CRMs among affiliates. And also, if I can add to that, there's a technology, but the people aspect also is important. So start instilling a sense of digital acumen to your employees and curiosity among all functions, because all functions should be comfortable using digital and AI.
Thank you. And maybe we have time for one last question. And I would like to ask you, what were the unexpected impact that digital transformation has brought to your company? So what's the surprise when you have done everything? What's the unexpected impact that brought all this hard work and these changes? Was it a change in culture internally? Was it empowering people?
Maybe I can talk about.
This is a very challenging. Yes, this is very challenging, right? Good question, Isabel. But I will pick this to say that we are quite surprised about how powerful AI can be in terms of agility. We are already used to run a lot of pilots and projects inside the company as efficiency, but also thinking about customers and physicians, and bringing AI, it was much faster. But again, it doesn't mean that we are bringing the fast. It doesn't mean that it's deeply the highest impact. But again, this is impressive how you can bring ROI, automatizing process more faster than before.
Great.
And for me, I can add at Novo Nordisk, I was surprised for AI that most of the enthusiast about AI was from the actual frontliners, the people working, not the manager or the top leadership. So it was quite interesting to see this. And what we did initially is to empower those initial adopters of AI, so those super users, to start to give them visibility across the organization to show how they are using AI. And bring more managers and more of the company toward the excitement around AI. This was one of my lessons learned around AI.
Great, thanks. Okay, I think we are a few minutes late already. So first, I would like to thank everyone for participating. Dear Erika, Farhan, and Jules, thank you so much for sharing with us your experience. And all the participants, thank you very much for your time. And we know that your time is precious. So we are appreciating very much how much you have been involved in this webinar. So thank you again, and we hope that the subject were helpful. We have seen some questions that we have not had time to answer, so we will make sure to answer everyone and share the presentation in the few days. And before leaving, I also want to thank you, the IFC team that has organized this webinar. They have put a lot of work, and thank you very much. It has been helpful to have a very interesting and interactive session. Please, before leaving, do not forget to answer the survey. It will help us customize even more the next webinars. Thank you all, and really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your experience with us. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
All the success in this transformation. Take care.